Hello and welcome to Tutorialspoint. In this video, let's talk about some more operators in JavaScript. In the previous video, we talked about some operators, the basic ones, the addition, subtraction, and multiple things, right? Now, in this video, let's talk about some more important operators that you are going to use every time you code in JavaScript. Okay? So let's start with the first one, which is going to be your assignment operator. And it's very simple, and we have been using it from the very beginning of the course when we created our first variable. And it's very simple. The most basic assignment operator is the equal sign, which we have already been using. It assigns a value to a variable. Okay, but JavaScript also provides us compound assignment operators that combine an arithmetic operation with assignment. Okay, now here, just take this example. Let first name of variable which is equal to Thomas. So we are using the equal to assign something. We are assigning a value of the string Thomas to this variable called first name. Similarly, I am assigning the value of this number 24 to this variable called num. So this will be your assignment operator, and it's very, very simple. Moving forward, now let's talk about the main thing, which is going to be your compound operators. This is very important and it's very, very easy. Okay, the compound assignment operators combine an arithmetic operation with assignment. For example, here I have a variable x is equal to 25 and I want to increment its value by 1 and store it in the same variable x. Okay, so earlier x is equal to 25, I want to make it what? X is equal to now 26. So if I just try to show you what really happens here. So I have this x which is equal to 25. I just want to change its value to 26 now. Okay. Now here I can say x is equal to 25. Then I can say x's new value will be equal to the older value of x plus 1. Pretty straightforward, right? But there is a shorter way to do this, right? As you can see here, I have the same variable x is it's equal to 25. What am I doing is I'm saying x plus equals to 1. Notice the difference here. I don't have to write x multiple times but only once. So x plus equals to 1, and this is the same operation as this one. That's why this arrow I have marked over here, which means these two pieces of code are doing the exact same thing. So the x's new value is going to be 26 here as well, and in this case it is going to be 26 here as well. These operators are shorthand notations that you need to understand so that they make our code cleaner and more readable, right? So this looks a little bit cleaner as compared to this one, and it's very straightforward, right? So this was about the addition. Moving forward, we have the subtraction, and it's very similar. Here, I'm just subtracting the value of 1. This will be 24. X is equal to x minus 1. And here, I'm just saying x minus equals to 1. This will also be what? This will be again 24. It's just that we are using a shorthand notation. Okay. Moving forward, we have the multiplication operation, right? And it's again the similar thing going on, just the operator is changed here. So here we have the 20 value. The new value is going to be 20 multiplied by 2, which is going to be what? Which is going to be 40, right? Similarly, I can do this. X multiply equals to 2. This will also be what? 40. So again, a shorthand for us. Moving forward, the same is the case for division, as you can see here. So I'm saying x is equal to x divided by 10, but here I'm simply saying x divided equals to 10. So it's doing one and the same thing. Moving forward, now let's talk about the comparison operators. This is very important and this is also asked in your interviews. So please pay attention here. Now we have two types of things here that we need to take care of. When we talk about the equality comparison operators, we have two types of equality. The first one is your loose equality and the second one is your strict equality. Now what is this loose equality and strict equality? Let's talk about it one by one. Okay. Let's talk about the loose equality first. Now the loose equality compares values after converting them to a common data type. What do I mean by this? Let's say this line of code. Take note here. Console.log 5 is equal to a string of 5. Let's say I had a console.log that says 5 is equal to 5. In this case, the data type is same. This is a number, this is a number. So this will be true, right? This will evaluate to true. Now, what if I have this code? This number 5, is it equal to string of 5? You would say, no, this cannot be equal. There are different data types. But here we are using the loose equality. We have just two equal signs. When you are using two equal signs to compare two things, then you are using a loose equality operator. In this case, JavaScript will automatically convert this 5 string into a number. So the result of this is going to be true. Okay, this is called loose equality, and this can sometimes leads to bugs, so you need to be careful about that. Similarly, here we have a console.log 0, it is equal to false. What do you think? Remember when we talked about booleans, I told you true and false are booleans, right? And then also I told you true evaluates to 1, 0 evaluates to what? False, right? So true is 1. So if I just write it here, true is 1 and a false is 0, which means what will happen here, this is a number, this is a boolean, so this boolean is converted into a number, and what is false in terms of that? That is 0. So 0 equals to 0, this will also evaluate true. Okay, so this is the loose equality where the JavaScript automatically converts what? Data types for the purpose of comparison. Now to solve this problem, we have the strict equality. Instead of using only two equal signs, we have to use three equal signs. In this case, JavaScript doesn't just compares the values, but it won't just convert the data type. So what it will do, it will also check the data type is same. In this case, this is a number, this is a string, so they are not equal. So JavaScript will say this is false. Similarly, in this case, 0 is not strictly equal to false, it is loosely equal to false. So that would return true here, but here it will say false because here the strict equality, the three equal signs, won't let the JavaScript convert them into same data types. So this was a little bit about what the comparison operators, particularly the we have the loose equality and the strict equality. So make sure to understand this because interviewers most of the times ask questions on this one as well. Moving forward, we have the relational comparison operators, and it's very similar to in mathematics. You have the greater than, less than, or greater than equal to, and less than equal to. It's the same thing here, right? So I have written here greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than equal to. Let's say I have x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 25. Let's check, okay? You can guess the output with me. For this line of code, x is greater than y. So x is 10 and y is 25. What do you think will happen? Well, x is clearly smaller than y and not greater than, so this is going to return me false. Right? Similarly, if I talk about this line of code, x is less than y, that is correct. 10 is less than 25, so this is going to return me true. Okay? And then x is equal to 5. Is it strictly equal to 5? Here we have the strict equality, three equal signs. So is it equal to 5? No. The data types are same, but the values are different. So this is going to return in what? A false. Similarly, is x greater than equal to y? What do you think? Is x greater than equal to y? It's going to check whether it's greater than or equal to y and return the same thing. And similarly, x is less than equal to y. It's going to check whether if it is less than or equal to y. So any of the one condition matches, it's going to return the value. You can check the output yourselves. Moving forward, before ending the video, we have the logical operators, and again we need to know the concept of booleans here, which we have discussed in the earlier videos, right? So boolean is what? True, false, 0 and 1, right? So true is for 1 and false is for 0. Now let's talk about here. We have three types of logical operators. If you have studied about truth tables maybe in mathematics, you would be able to understand this easily, but if you haven't, don't worry. The first one is your AND operator. It's represented by two ampersands. Then we have this OR operator, which is represented by this thing. And then we have the NOT operator, which is represented by this symbol. Okay, now let's talk about them. I'll give you the example so that you can understand. Let's say x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 25. Now I have this piece of code. Can you give me the answer for this one? Let's see the answer for this one. Okay, so it's going to say x is less than 10 and y is greater than 1. When we have the AND operator in between, which means the left condition and the right condition both should be true, only the answer will be true. If one of them is false, then the whole answer becomes false. For example, is x less than 10? Here x is equal to 10, it's not less than 10, so this will be false. Then is y greater than 1? Y is greater than 1, which is true. Now one condition is false and another is true, so this will lead to false. So this code is going to give me false because both of them should be true, only then this condition will be true. Moving forward, here we have x is equal to 5, lose equality, and OR operator is used. In the OR operator, any of the one condition should be true. Okay, one can be false and one can be true. Even if any one, the left or the right one is true, then the whole answer becomes true. So is x equal to 5? This is false. Okay, is y equal to 25? This is true. So the output of this one will also be true. That's the main difference between the AND operator and the OR operator. Okay, and then we have this again, very simple. The lose equality is x equal to y. Well, of course, it's not false because the values are different, right? And then here, console.log, I am saying is x equal to y, and what? The not operator is with it. So not operator means the opposite of anything. So if it is true, the not operator is going to return false. If it is false, then the not operator is going to return true. So it just changes the opposite, right? So in this case, x is equal to y is going to be false. We already know it because they are not equal. But then the opposite of that is going to be true. So this line is going to return me true. Okay, now this can seem a little bit confusing. I would say that you practice this again and again, take some questions and practice on it, and you should be good to go. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you and keep learning.